Hello, my fellow humans, and welcome back to Scatter Love Tarot with your girl, coming at you with another pick a card reading. Today we are going to do a channel message, of course, but this came in before I started this. Source came in with a bang, boom, pow during my meditation, and I said, okay, cool, we're going to do that. It's, what is your justice for this situation? So maybe you've been dealing with something really rough or something on your mind, and we're going to take a look at what your justice is for going through this hard time. First and foremost, I want to say thank you to anyone and everyone that continues to support this channel and be a part of this amazing community. I'm so blessed to have you here, and I'm so honored to be sharing this time and space with you. And for those of you that are new, welcome. This is that reminder that we are all here having this human experience, and that this is a safe space for you to come as your highest, most aligned, authentic, loving self. If you do wish to support the channel further, you will find all the links necessary to do so down below in the description box, where you can email me for a personal reading and I'll get you out further information from there. You can also follow me on over to my podcast at Scatter Love Radio, which is just a fun, chill hangout session with yours truly. And I do hope to see you there. Remember, these are general readings, so please take what resonates, leave what does not, knowing that as you interact with the channel by liking, commenting, and subscribing down below, it does allow me an opportunity to directly connect with your energy and get you out more resonant readings. Also, memberships are now up and live, so if you're wanting to know how to become a member of the channel, there's a join button down below where the subscribe button is or used to be. When you click on that, it will show you the 3 options I have available, as well as the options that come with each of those levels. You're looking at customized emojis you get to use, personalized badges that show up next to your name. There are community-only posts and polls where you will help decipher the readings that will come up on the channel in the future. There are 2 options that have early access to pick-a-card readings, and one that has membership-only pick-a-cards, as well as shout-outs in the community. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get into your prayer, and we'll get this reading underway. This isn't going to be super long. It is actually going to be a short reading, but it is going to pack a powerful punch. I can already feel it. Only reason is if you caught my last reading, the urgent message, that was the last reading that I posted. That one was insane, and I've had to recover from it because it was one of the longest readings I've ever posted on the channel. But if you do like those long readings, let me know in the comments that you want more long readings. I don't have a problem adding them to the channel. They just take a lot more to do than these readings here, okay? So, my beloved source, this prayer is for any and all who come onto this reading, onto this channel, become a part of this tribe, if for just a moment or for the long haul. I ask that you open our hearts to know that each and every situation and circumstance that comes into our lives is with a grand purpose. Even if we don't know what that purpose is, even if we're struggling to understand what that purpose is, that there is a blessing hidden in disguise, and that once it is revealed to us, we will understand the depth of this situation at hand. But I ask that you bring us clarity today and help us to accept that which we cannot control and have the grace to leave that which is not meant for us. I ask that you remind us of the strength that resides within us and help us by guiding us through each and every step of the way ahead. Source, I ask that you wrap us all in your loving light and remind us that we can draw ever closer to this innate wisdom that resides within us, that we can draw ever closer to your love and to your beauty, and that through you all great things can be accomplished, and we take the idea of impossible and we create the possible. As these words are spoken unto this reading and into this space, so shall they be. Amen, aho, ase. Thank you, Source. Thank you so very much for your energy. My apologies. My dog is barking at someone who is driving by, which is unusual. Zoe, no more. Let me get her out of the window. Okay, I put her on the bed and she's happy now, so. Alright, so we're going to use the cosmic messages of cosmic oracle cards. I haven't brought these out in a while, and I don't know why, but we're going to use these today to get a card to pick from. Let me go ahead and give them a good shuffle. All right, so Source, what is my collective's justice for the situation that they are dealing with? Okay, what is my collective's justice for the situation that they are dealing with? All right, so for pile number 1, Source, what cosmic card is going to help us better understand what pile number 1's justice is for this situation? One card, please. What is pile number 1's justice for this situation? Okay, they want that one. Thank you, Source. For pile number 2, Source, what cosmic oracle card will help us better understand what is pile number 2's justice for this situation? Okay, thank you. And for pile number 3, Source, what cosmic oracle card will help us better understand what pile number 3's justice is for this situation? Okay, thank you. Just kind of flopped out there. Cool. And let's see what the collective message is on the bottom. We have, let your feelings out, all of them, even the ones that scare you. This is interesting. I had this message on a reading not that long ago. All right, so let me get these set up and in frame. And it is pick your pink quartz today, your rose quartz. Wow, I just said pink quartz. It's actually rose quartz. I just totally had a brain fart. So, all right, for pile number 1, we have this beautiful piece of rose quartz for you to choose from. Okay, and for pile number 2, we have this piece of rose quartz for you to choose from. All right, and for pile number 3, we have this piece of rose quartz for you to choose from. Pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3, and whichever one you are drawn to, that should be the pile for you. And with that being said, I will see you over on your chosen pile. Hello, my fellow human. If you were drawn to this rose quartz piece, or if you were drawn to this card during the shuffle, then this is going to be a reading on what is your karmic justice for the situation, or what is your justice for the situation, depending on how you look at it. We'll take a look at that later. First thing, I do want to say thank you to anyone and everyone that continues to be a part of this channel, to support this channel and show up and watch these readings. I'm truly honored to be sharing this space and time with you. Thank you so much. And for those of you that are new here, welcome. This is that reminder that we are all here having this human experience, and that this is a safe space for you to show up as your highest, most aligned, loving, authentic self. Keep in mind that these are general readings, so take what resonates, leave what does not, knowing that as you interact with the channel by liking, commenting, and subscribing down below, it does allow me an opportunity to directly connect with your energy and get you out more resonant readings. If you are interested in supporting the channel further, you will find the links necessary to do so below in the description box, where you can email me for a personal reading. I'll get you out further information from there. And you can also follow me on over to my podcast at Scatter Love Radio. I do hope to see you over there. It's just a fun, chill hangout session with yours truly. Memberships are now up and live, so if you'd like to become a member, there's a join button down below next to where the subscribe button is or used to be. When you click on that, it will show you the 3 levels I have available, as well as the options that come with each level. You're looking at customized emojis. You're looking at personalized badges that show up next to your name. There are community-only posts and polls. You'll get to help determine pick-a-card readings for the future. of the channel. 2 of the levels come with early access to pick a card readings, as well as one option comes with membership only pick a card readings. Did I forget to mention that you will receive a shout out as well for being a member? Because I really love you and I thank you so much. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get into it and see if we can find out a little bit more about this situation in itself, kind of what it's pointing to. I want to use the dice today to kind of get an idea of what it is that we're focusing on, and then we'll use the tarot to find out what it is, the justice that's coming in. Okay, so Source, can you tell us more about this situation for pile number 1? Kind of give us an idea of what it is that pile number 1 is receiving justice for. Can you give us more an idea of what it is that pile number 1 is receiving justice on, Source? Oh, rolling. Okay, so we've got the 5th house Gemini and Pluto energy. Drama, your dating life, your ability to have fun, to enjoy life as it is. Let's see. Your ability to communicate your needs, it looks like here, and be really open about that. So I do get the sense that this is really focusing on the dating aspect here and what comes with that. Or like, if it's not dating, it's just that ability to really be who you are, no matter who's in your presence, right? Because 5th house does connect with Leo energy. Leo is a natural leader. Like, Leo loves being in the spotlight. They do not mind the spotlight at all. So you have this creativity coming through. You have your hobbies and interests. You have romance and dating, your spirit, your joy, the drama, the self-expression, and the gambling. And so I feel like what you're receiving justice in regards to is terrible past dating experiences. But you also feel like it is in regards to being able to play and have more fun. You know, with Gemini here, we look at this, being able to truly express yourself through the throat chakra, not just with your hands, but with your throat chakra, speaking it out into the world, speaking it into existence, and speaking it in very uncomfortable situations where you feel you might get judged, right? Showing here that you're becoming more adaptable to this situation. This could involve people who have gossiped about you, people who've said things about you, which is why maybe you've struggled with the dating side of things because you don't know who to trust. You know, again, if it's not dating, it could just be relationships in general, past love relationships. Maybe your past lovers have gossiped about you, said all kinds of things about you, passed on rumors about you that weren't true, and you're actually finding a way to speak yourself into existence in a way where people are not questioning who you are. Like, oh, well, I heard Joe say before XYZ. Really, I heard Susan said this about Billy last week. Or I heard that, you know, Jenny said this about Bobby. Or I heard that, you know, Bill said whatever about... So I was going to say Susan again. So anyways, you get it, right? It's like people are no longer taking other people at their word because your actions are speaking louder, and you're also being able to physically express yourself in a unique way and in a very powerful way. This is putting all those people who have gossiped about you to sleep. Okay? Like, I don't know how else to say it. This is a situation that's going to bed. It's no longer going to be something that you worry about. Right? You're not looking at people anymore based on how they can get you further, how they can help you get accepted into groups. You're seeing people for the superficial energy that they're bringing or for the truth that they're bringing. And in turn, you're being seen as someone who is very powerful, who is very receptive, who is able to touch people on a deep emotional level, and who brings a very intense energy to the situation as well. You're not coming from this place of timid energy anymore. No. And we were talking about Leos being this natural leader. And it's not that other signs aren't. It's just that that's something that Leo's known for. They're ruled by the sun. And think about it. Without the sun, life would cease to exist, right? And don't be that Leo that's like, yeah, that's right. Without me, y'all would cease to exist, bitches. No, like, don't be that Leo, okay? Which, in a way, it is true. But we need the whole of the zodiac. We need all signs. But each sign brings in an aspect that we can take very seriously into our own lives and grow upon. And through growing upon that, we can allow ourselves to experience an even deeper meaning of what the world is around us. But sometimes we get so timid or scared in who it is that we forget how powerful we are. And sometimes other people's thoughts and feelings about us becomes controlling of us, and we actually will dim our lights, sometimes unknowingly, right? So this is a powerful transformation that's coming in regards to a situation. If it's not in regards to love or relationships, dating and all that, it really has to do with behind the scenes and what people are saying about you, because you're going to be standing out so strongly that that's it. That's it. It's no more. So we're talking on gossip here. We're talking on belittling. We're talking on manipulation, trying to control the situation. This is the problem that's coming to light through the dice. But let's get a little bit more about what the justice is here. And they may explain a little bit deeper into the story on this, but we're going to see what the justice is for you. Hold up. Actually, I think I'm going to use the other deck. This is interesting. Let me grab it. I was just in the midst of shuffling. I needed to shuffle, but I heard use my other deck. Okay, so I'm going to use this deck instead. I don't know why. I'm just trusting the process. All right, Slurs. So what is pile number one's justice in regards to this situation? What are you going to bring for pile number one? How are you going to meet pile number one halfway? What is the karmic justice for this situation, Source? Okay, thank you. I was being stubborn, I guess. Alright, Source, what is pile number one's justice for this situation? Wow, you see how that card just like flung out? What is pile number one's karmic justice for this situation? Okay, thank you. One more. What is pile number one's karmic justice for this situation? What is their justice for this situation, Source? Thank you. Okay, on the bottom of the deck, we have the moon. So they may not reveal everything here. I'm just wanting to be right up front here. Moon does talk about secretive energy. It does talk about also subconscious purging. So they're wanting you to purge your subconscious that's been making you feel like you have to keep yourself small. Look at that. We have the Eight of Swords coming up behind that. That control and anxiety, that guilt, that fear that's been coming up because of how others might see you. Yeah, and there might be someone who's actually really close to you that you value their opinion, but they may not have the best opinion for you right now. Like they think that they're trying to help you, but they also recognize how bright you're meant to shine. And so there could also be this element of jealousy that's coming in here. Yeah, so we have the King of Swords here. Someone who can be a little bit sharp-tongued with the way they show up for you. Or lack thereof. Maybe their lack thereof, being honest and truthful, is something that's coming through here. But your justice is getting purged, this need to hold on to that which is no longer serving you. And it's coming from a deep place. This is coming from the wounded child. Okay, you're healing this. This is also coming, and it's interesting because the moon ties with our inner child as well as the inner mother. This is coming from a place of you knowing how imperative it is to nurture this part of your soul. How imperative it is for you to take care of the you that maybe you neglected. Right? And this does tie into your gifts. So whatever your gifts are, and that can be a multitude of things. You know, everybody wants to know exactly what my gift is. And actually the membership I did do, what are your psychic abilities? And that was actually really fun reading, but I'm not sure if I'll do that for the channel yet. I haven't decided. So we have the Three of Coins. Yeah, somebody's whispering in your ear. Right, and this is interesting because I'm actually getting the energy that they may not actually be saying anything. that it could just be their actions, or like if you talk about what you're interested in, there's like this reaction that's making you feel like you cannot be who you are. Yeah, we have the Ten of Swords here. Like meeting your match. The Ten of Swords in the Tarot Marseille, when it's in the upright, really does talk about having someone come towards you, and there's this, it's like the argument card. If there were no other way to describe it, it's the argument card, okay? But it, on a deeper level, it talks about meeting someone who is like your light and their shadow, and you both are equally matched in the vibrations that you hold. And so there's just this constant butting of the heads no matter what you do. And so it's like, even if you're growing and you've been growing a lot being in this person's energy or around this person, or even absent from this person and coming back to meet this person, what's going on? It's like, as much as you're growing and ascending, this person is still like, all those negative thoughts are just getting completely reinforced by them consistently. So it's like they're holding even a heavier energy every time you're holding a lighter energy, and it's just equally matched. It's frustrating. Networking. Okay. So we have the Five of Cups here. Let's see what we've got. And we have the House of God. So what is your justice? I'm going to be honest with you. The energy that's coming through here, pile one, is there's somebody who is extremely jealous of you. I got it earlier with the bottom of the deck. I definitely got that energy earlier with the bottom of the deck. But what's really coming through right now is that there's someone who's extremely jealous of you. And the reason they're so jealous of you is because they're afraid that you're going to be popular, and they're not. And they're doing everything in their power to be popular by spreading lies about you. Okay? And with the Ten of Wands that came out on the bottom, you know, the Ten of Wands is usually a friend that's there with you through thick or thin. But the energy coming from the Ten of Wands right now is somebody who's in your energy. It's not a friend. It's not somebody who wants to be there with you through thick or thin. This is someone who is doing everything in their power to hold on to the image that they show to everyone. And that includes gossiping about you. That includes creating a lot of chaos around you and drama with the fifth house here. Okay, so we see this making sense. We see with Pluto energy here that you're about to transmute this energy into something that is conducive for your journey. It's like Source is seeing what's going on behind closed doors. So whether you're aware of what they're saying or not, that's not the problem here. It's like you've got this feeling, you've got this intuitive notion. And what this message is saying is that Source is saying, I see everything. 1444 on the clock. I see what they're saying. I see the lies that they're telling. But isn't it interesting? I just want to point this out. I just realized this. Look at how similar these two images are. This is, if you were to lie down on your side in this position, you'd be in the fetal pose, and the fetal pose is a comforting pose, right? Like they talk about it oftentimes when I do yoga, we do fetal pose after we do shavasana, and it's like that comforting pose to bring us back to our reality, to head us on for what's coming for the rest of the day. Right? Because you've gone from the rest and relaxation, and now you're opening yourself up to what can potentially be. And so it's a very comforting and nurturing pose here. And it's interesting because while you have the caterpillar here, this always makes me think of Alice in Wonderland, this card. It just has so many elements. But like the caterpillar was always a truth teller, even though he was mysterious and just like, it's not like he really told lies. He just didn't really care what anybody did or said in regards to what he said, right? Like he was just kind of one of those characters, like, okay. But here you have this caterpillar sticking its tongue. I don't know if you can see that. It's sticking out its tongue and basically putting it in her ear. It's like this somebody is going to other people who are in a very similar energy of you, who aren't very strong or powerful in their will, and really feeding them something. I'm feeding you something. Mentally. This is a mental thing. And you've had to protect yourself from this situation for a long time. And honestly, I'm going to be honest that this energy has actually affected your love life to the core. And this is getting purged out. What's taking care of this is you nurturing yourself. So let's move on to the Five of Cups here with the House of God. What's the karmic justice here? The Five of Cups is a networking card in the Tarot Marse. It means being able to go out and reach the masses and people who are on the same journey as you come to you. And I love the symbolism on this card because she's half bird and he completes the bird, right? Like he completes that image of her being a whole bird. And it's not that you're incomplete, but you could be missing that link to seeing people who are like-minded individuals. And isn't it interesting that you're taking flight into the world, reaching other people who have a similar mindset as you, right? Who see things from a very light aspect. Birds are very light. They fly. They're, light as a feather. Birds of a feather stick together. Like all these statements are flying in right now. And then you have the House of God. And this really talks about how God comes in, the hand of God, and knocks off the emotional ego that's going on here. Knocks off the crown. You fall to the ground. Everything's a mess for a little while, but then you come back and you build stronger, right? And look, if you notice here, it's 3, 2, 1. It's not 1, 2, 3. There's not progression here. There's a digression here because the emotional ego takes us steps backwards. And so the karmic justice here is you learning that no matter what has been said about you, that you are far above that. 1818 on the clock. You can actually lift yourself up out of this situation and come up into a very stable place within yourself. And it has to do with the psyche. This has to do with the mindset that you're holding about yourself. And learning that this isn't just a toss of the dice, that one day you're going to wake up and find people who understand you, right? You're going to find people who understand you by taking action, by taking flight. And the karmic justice is this person is going to watch as people flock to you. Again, with the bird reference. That's interesting. As people are going to flock to you and come into this energy of understanding and celebrating you for who you are. So this could be you having a social media platform. This could be as simple as it's a work environment. Now everybody, where maybe they were going to this person asking for advice, now they're coming to you for advice. This could be family members who just thought you were never going to make it, and now they're watching from the sidelines as you make it, and there's nothing that they can tell anybody to convince them that you're not doing everything that you said you were going to do. You're adapting to the situation in a powerful way, in a very powerful way. Speaking our truth sometimes is very hard. Like we have the Virgo card flipping out here. Integrity, reverence, and service. People are going to see your integrity in the situation. They're going to see that this person has no moral standards. They don't. And people who gossip don't. They just don't have any moral standards. Like, think about it. If they turn around and they're talking to you and they're spreading all these rumors about someone else, what makes you think that when they turn away from you, they're not spreading rumors about you? That's all they know what to do. That's the only way they know how to make themselves seen. Right? On the bottom, we have Saturn, feeling restricted, experiencing struggle, learning hard work and patience. This has been a struggle for you. Because I feel like maybe you've said things to this person. You have stood up for yourself because you knew you needed to. But it's like, no matter how much you set boundaries with this person, they just continually cross the line. They just continually make it, they belittle you by belittling your boundaries, right? And you're like, what the hell is going on with this? Okay, and excuse me, I don't usually curse, but that's exactly what it feels like. Like, what is really going on with this situation? And there's this energy coming out where you're just like finally like, you know what, forget it. Because I know I'm honorable. I know I have integrity. I know I have morale. Like I know that I make good moral choices for myself. I know that I have the highest regard set in motion for everyone that I meet. I'm not here trying to play some game. This person's going to play a game. You've learned that to show up and be yourself in life is a higher form of playing the game than it is to try to win people's affection through lies and deceit. The truth will set you free. And no matter how much people really feel like lying is how you win, eventually those lies will get so twisted and turned around that they won't be able to talk their way out of it again. So we do have this idea that this could be family. With the songlines and the Orca family here, this points towards healing family generational curses, but also healing the inner child. Again, we have this point to it. And it's like seeing you as something that is so different. And if you're so different, then that gives them some reason, some right to say what they want about you, which, I'm sorry, no. Family should stick up for each other no matter how different a family member is. No matter. They should be loved for who they are. But sometimes it's just not the way that it works out. Yeah, perspective. This is what's being changed. This is your karmic justice, is a perspective. So it's like basically this person's been pushing your buttons for a long time because they know how to get you. They know how, it's called baiting, okay? And they know how to bait you. They know how to get you to overreact. They know how to get you to take a bite off their stupid line that tastes ridiculous, that ends up in arguing, right? We talked about it, the argument card. They know how to do that. But you're healing and they're not. And eventually what will happen is that their bait, you see it as dried up and useless and unworth your time. Like, it's just not worth it. I'm sorry. I don't want that. So, like, if they make a snide comment to you and like, oh, there goes pile one, thinking they're better than everyone, and maybe that's something that made you react before, you're going to be like, oh, okay. And that's, like, all you're going to say, and they're going to be like, all right. Like, I had a family member, this is interesting, I had a family member come up to me the other day telling me that another family was telling me hi. That's all they could have said. They could have said, hey, you know what? So-and-so is saying hi, and I'd have been like, oh, that's nice. And so instead, they said, and excuse the cursing here, because this is what they said. They said, oh, so-and-so says to tell you hi, even though you're a gigantic pain in the rear. But they said the ASS word, okay? So I'm just not even going to say it. I'm just going to... But it was the way they said it. And I was like, okay. And usually I would have something to say. Like, usually I'd be like, oh, here they go again. But then I recognized that it wasn't who said hi who was trying to tell me to... It was the in-between, the go-between that was causing the problem. And I looked at them and I said, thanks. And then they disappeared for the rest of the day. Right? Because it's just not worth my time. It's just not, I'm sorry. What do you want me to say? It's not worth my time. This is useless to get involved in. You want to control the conversation. You want it to go the way that you want. And I feel like that's the type of energy that you're dealing with here. Someone who wants to control every aspect of what you're doing. We have learned from the past on the bottom with elephant spirit. Yeah, this is something that's happened to you time and time again. We've talked about that in the reading. This is something that has happened time and time again. So we're going to get a couple of these. I want 2 of the yin yang cards here. Source, can you please tell us a little bit more about this situation? All right. See if one more flips out or if they want this one. No, I guess they want... Okay, they want these 2. I'll take them. Oh. I said 2 and we get 4. Yeah, look. Deception, temptation on the bottom. Whoa. Whoa. You know, temptation, right? A sin, right? And I'm not here about religious things. That's not what this is about. But when we look at it, we've learned that isn't that one of the mortal sins is to fall for temptation or something like that. So temptation seen as a sin. And if it's seen as a sin, it's like this person can't help themselves. They fall for it every time. And so they've gotten so used to deceiving people based on, look, you got an elephant again, based on deceiving people. It's like they found so much reaction, not response, reaction. And the blessing and the karmic justice for you is you being able to respond to a situation. Well, this person's a glutton, craving, exceed, and greed. Wow. That's pretty loud coming through here, right? Okay, so let's take a look at the ones that flipped over. This was the first one. We have libation, donation, pray, and religion. And isn't it funny? This flew out when I was talking about it's not a religious thing. So some of you may be very religious, or you grew up in very religious families, or it's the religion that is chastising you for being who you are. And so you have prayed. You've prayed to be free of this. And that's what Source is saying here. And then the next one to flip over, we have blessing with fulfillment, well-being, and enlightenment. You're getting enlightenment in regards to this situation to grow beyond this person's deception. Loss, bereavement, sorrow, and damage. This is what it's felt like. It's been a great loss to you because it does feel like this person was someone who was supposed to be a thick and thin type person. Like, I'm supposed to be there. What we saw with the 10 of Wands, this is someone who was supposed to be like that with you. And you've had to learn new strategies to deal with this person, planning, prediction, and mind reading. And you've gotten really good at the intuition that's come through in regards to this situation, for sure. Yeah, loyalty. That's another blessing that's coming in for you, is it's a loyal following is what I heard. You're going to find loyal people, people who want to be there for you. But right now it's been lonely and you've had to find your own sanctuary in the situation. And so Source is showing you that this creative energy that you're putting out there is going to come in folds of 10, like 10 times more than it already has. And that's going to take you to the next level. So it's like all about you focusing on you right now. Oh, Source, thank you. This is such a beautiful message. You are never alone. Number 42, there's a solution and a resolution. This is that confirmation here. Source is going to bring you to someone that this person, it's either a person or a group of people that are absolutely in love with you, that can't get enough of you, pile one. And because of that, like, this person has to watch. They have to watch as these people show up for you. They have to watch as this person shows up for you. They have to watch as you're getting all the attention and everything, and they can't do anything about it because they're not getting it. This is somebody who wants to be the center of attention always, and they can't. So you're getting messages from your dreams, and I feel like your dreams are telling you not to trust this person at this time. This person's trying to steal something from you. This person's trying to make you seem like you're somebody that you're not. And it's not about you standing up for yourself at this time. Like, it's not about you coming in and trying to prove this person wrong, because ultimately, again, the truth will set you free. This person will reveal their truth by them getting caught up in their own lies. Like, somebody's going to remember the things that they said about you, and it's not going to make sense. And they're going to be like, wait, hold on. Last time you told me this, and now you're telling me this. And those are completely conflicting messages. So what is it? And they're going to be like, oh, and they're not going to know what to say. Yep, you're going through a growth period. Summer. Right? Here comes the sun. Na, 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 na. Here comes the sun. And I said, it's all right. Right? It's all right. Source wants you to know it's all right. So again, I was telling you, it does affect your dating life. We have chemistry and passion. So this person could very well be watching you get into a loving relationship that grows and blossoms. So if it is a family member, they're going to be mad because you got something that they didn't have. And if it's an ex or somebody that you used to love in the past, you know, they're going to watch you have a fulfilling relationship. Look, sun, summer, strength, empowerment. This is all affecting your solar plexus chakra. It would do you well to do solar plexus chakra meditations. It would do well for you to spend time in the sun. Like, the more you spend in the sun, I feel like you feel more empowered to do things. And so that's a sign that this is definitely your reading. But also, it's you connecting with that deep passion within you, and knowing to go after what you want, no matter what somebody else thinks about. So let's take a look at your message card here. It says, oh, I love this. Speak up and speak out. Let your voice be heard loud and clear. Oh my gosh, I love this. I have no idea what these are. I'm surprised with you. I love being surprised. It's like something I've always loved. And so I love looking at these with you guys, and just always amazing to me how this works out. Maybe I'll start doing some lives so you can see how I prep for each pile, because it takes a minute, but it's worth it. It's worth the outcome to me. This is absolutely incredible. Speak up and speak out. So I was saying it's like has to do with you being able to speak your truth. I got that from the Gemini card, or the Gemini dice. This is what's transforming for you. You're no longer going to be timid. This person's used to you being timid, and now you're like, look, I'm sorry. That's just not my agenda anymore. That was your agenda for a long time, and I fell victim to that, but I'm not a victim. I'm an empowered soul. So wacha, take that. But it's like a spiritual punch. Bam! Yeah, I like that. I like that. You know what? If this resonates with you, leave a little elephant emoji down below and say, I spiritually punch those who try to knock me down. I'm a ninja. I love that. So this is what I see for you, pile, when I love this reading. If this was your reading, leave me a thumbs up down below. I'm going to go ahead and leave it there and get on out of here. I do want to take a quick second, though, to thank your guides, your spirit messengers, your angel source, and my guides for coming together to give us this message. And until next time, stay human. Bye. Hello, my fellow human. If you were drawn to this beautiful rose quartz, or if you were drawn to this card during the shuffle, this is going to be your reading on what is your justice for the situation. First things first, I want to send a shout out to those of you that continue to support this channel, to be a part of this amazing community and tribe. I'm truly honored to be sharing this time and space with you. And for those of you that are new here, welcome. This is that reminder that we are here having this human experience, and that this is a safe space for you to show up as your highest, most aligned, loving, authentic self. Keep in mind that these are general readings, so please take what resonates, leave what does not, knowing that as you interact with the channel by liking, commenting, and subscribing below, it allows me an opportunity to directly connect with your energy and get you out more resonant readings. And if you are interested in supporting the channel further, you will find all those links down below in the description box. In order to do so, you can email me for a personal reading. I'll get you out further information from there. You can also follow me on over to my podcast at Scatter Love Radio, which is a fun, chill hangout session with yours truly. And I do really hope to see you over there. If you are interested in becoming a member, if you click the join button down below where the subscribe button is or used to be, when you click that, it will show you the 3 levels I have available, as well as the options that come with each level. We're talking member shoutouts. We're talking customized emojis, customized badges that appear next to your name. There's going to be membership only polls and community posts where you'll get to help determine future readings for the channel. On 2 levels, you get early access to all pick a card readings. And for one of the levels, you get membership only readings. So I do hope that you find something that works for you there. And if not, thank you for your continued support here. And with that, we'll go ahead and find out more about the situation at hand with the dice. And then we'll get into what your justice is with the tarot cards. So source for pile number 2. Can you tell us more about the situation that pile 2 is dealing with? Just a peek into it. What can you tell us about what's going on with pile number 2 here, source, so that we know what it is that they're receiving justice for, source? What is the situation that pile number 2 is receiving justice for? Okay, so we've got the 6th house, we've got Taurus, and we've got the North Node. What are you receiving justice on? Having a lifetime of not following your dreams, and now you are. Bothering your health. Here's the thing, like, I feel like you've known what it is that you're meant to do for a long time, pile number 2. Like, you are like, this is what I am, this is who I am, this is what I'm destined to do. And through that, I wish you guys could smell this candle. I don't know, it just smells so good. Sorry, that's so random, but it just came through so strong. It's just like, oh, it smells so good. Like, oh, that's like, because you can smell it. Maybe you're a comedian. Maybe you want to be a comedian. Maybe you want to be a fitness instructor. Maybe you want to be a tarot reader. Maybe you want to be a surgeon. Maybe you want to be a heart specialist. Maybe you want to be a neurological specialist or something like that, or a psychologist, or maybe you want to be someone who helps people travel the world. Whatever it is, it's like you've known that this was your calling for a long time. A long time, but I feel like it has made you worry yourself sick, wondering, how am I going to be stable? How am I going to get finances for this? How am I going to have the ability to take care of myself? Like, this is what I want to do, but I don't know how to walk away from what I know so that I can do this. And so maybe you started on the side. Maybe you're a soap maker and you're making soap on the side, and it's like you love doing that, but it's getting kind of like to this tipping point where it's like you got to decide, am I going to take a leap of faith here and go towards what I want to do? Or am I going to let my fear of not having stability come into play here and take me back into my old ways? And so what's happening here is that the illnesses that were caused, and again, it's something that's, when we're mentally thinking about something and letting that stress us out and worry us, it can really manifest in physical ailments, right? They call it spiritual dis-ease, when the spirit is not at ease, and through that we can manifest physical diseases which affect us. And it doesn't have to be a disease. It could just be like, maybe you've had a hard time with your shoulder recently, or your knee has been really bugging out, or like your hips have been hurting and it's been so hard for you to get the work done that you need to, but I see you fighting through as best as you can. And through that, it's just like a struggle. It's been like a real struggle. Like, you're like, I know this is in my heart of hearts. I know that this is what I want to do. How do I do it when I'm struggling so hard physically? Because we have 6th house here, which does talk about our physical body, building a foundation, right? And because of that, you're receiving justice, and the justice is the lessons learned through hard work and patience. All right, we'll definitely get more into that, but I do feel like here it's like the struggle has been physically not being able to show up the way that you've wanted to show up to participate in manifesting your dream. And sometimes what happens, pile 2, is that we kind of get tested. Like, it's like sources asking us, is this really what you want to do? It feels like that, right? We're like, yes, more than anything, this is what I want to do, please, right? And we get so excited about it, and then all this stuff starts happening, and that's why it's like source starts throwing at us all the things that have stopped us from chasing our dreams, or going towards our dreams, I should say. It's more or less living the dream. And that's what it feels like has happened here. It's like you've been trying to live this dream the best that you possibly can, but there's been a lot of, and it really, with 6th house here, is pointing towards physical struggles. It could be at work. You've had struggles like the fear of losing your job by putting so much energy and effort into something that really does feel like a side hustle right now. Okay, and it's like, I want to put my faith in that this will work out. With the North Node coming up here, though, that does give me hope, right? We're not in South Node energy anymore. You are moving beyond the discomfort of the South Node, which is really weird because South Node energy is all about being comfortable. What is it? Uncomfortably comfortable. That's what South Node is. It's something that's awful for us. It's toxic for us. It's not a freedom place for us, but it's what we've grown to know. It's all that we've ever known. And to move away from that can sometimes be the hardest thing that we ever do. To come into a place where we're meant to be, which is where our real comfort lies, right? And with Taurus energy coming out here, we do see that the finer things of life here are what you want to enjoy, but right now it's just the basics that are being looked at. Like, I want to make sure I have food on the table. I want to make sure that I still have a roof over my head. Like, I don't want to lose my basic needs trying to move towards that which I want, but there is an element of needing to have faith as you move towards that right here. So let's see what the karmic justice is for you doing this. So source for pile number 2, what is the karmic justice for them here? Okay, thank you. So source for pile number 2, what is the karmic justice for this situation for them? Okay, thank you. Yes. Yes, 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 yes. I love this already. Okay, source, what is the karmic justice for pile number 2 here? Okay, thank you. Okay, source, what is the karmic justice for pile number 2? Thank you. See what's on the bottom of the deck. Yes, we have the 6 of Swords here. You're going to be getting an ally soon. And look at this. This is death to an emotional, egoic hold on you. Like, this is so symbolic. It's like something that's kept you from doing something that you love. Like, look, all your toys are in the water here. Even the bunny's taking you on. You're in this coffin, and it seems so daunting, right? It's like, whoa, okay, like, that seems really threatening. Like, what the heck here? But it's showing that you're gaining an ally to help you reassess this part of yourself that feels so embedded in your journey. Like, we have the Devil card here, right? And it talks about the things that take us away, the temptations that take us away, the illusions that take us away, the obsessions even that take us away. Like, if you become obsessed about money, then money is going to be the one thing that rules your life. And you could be like, well, Becky, but the world is ruled by money. Okay, that's fine. But when we let that become the only thing that leads us in life, we've lost a huge part of ourselves, right? And so here you have with the Queen of Coins showing that when you turn your back on this obsession, you actually find stability within, which manifests as stability without. But it has to do with something that you've wanted to do or had this dream of doing since you were young. And the 6 of Swords talks about gaining an ally, someone who's going to help you manifest abundance, because you chose not to stay in this situation of, I don't want to rock the boat, I don't want to bring it to light. Like, you're really trying to in your free time. So what do we have here? Look, the 10 of Cups. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, yes, I love that the 10 of Wands came out for you here. Don't trip, chocolate chip, I got you. And the King of Swords. Let's talk about it. Let's discuss. Let's observe, okay? What's going on here? Look, you're riding into your happiness. You're becoming a leader. It's like when you take a jump here and you choose yourself, whatever it is that makes you happy, you put down the doubt, right? This is a sucker that says, hate me. She's put it down. She's like, I don't want to deal with that anymore. I want to go towards what it is that's making me happy. In this case, the Knight is running into the 10 of Cups, and the 10 of Cups talks about emotional leadership. In the Tarot Marseille, it's all about you being an emotionally well-kept leader who can help others find balance in their own life. In other words, you're going to inspire others to take a leap of faith into their own journeys here. It's been hard for you. It's been hard for you. But you've learned so much along the way. And that's been the challenge, is taking the lessons that you've learned and implementing them along this journey. And so there's a deep wisdom that's coming to play here. But what's really seen here is your justice is riding into success, even if it was slow making. Like, I feel like you've been doing this for a long time, and you're seeing, like I was saying, it feels like that seesaw action where you're tipping the balance now, where it's like your side hustle is calling for more attention. But where do you draw time from? You have to take it away from where it's been, which feels like your everyday job, right? And so that's what it really feels like. And with that, it's like when you draw away from that, and you realize, wow, this is something that's made me more happy than I can ever imagine. There's somebody here, you know, the 10 of Wands talks about building or having a friendship that no matter what you go through, you're like this. So this could be a husband, a wife, a spouse, a boyfriend, a girlfriend, a significant other. This could be a friend, a parent, a child. There's somebody here that's with you, wanting you to succeed, seeing you succeed, wanting to cheer you on, is telling you, do what you want to do, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. With the King of Swords here, seeing that you will be easily able to communicate this to others. I want my cake and I want to eat it too. And you're becoming capable and able to do that. You're able to step into this powerful position and really be firm about how you're showing up in this place. So whether that's like giving your 2 weeks here, or, you know, just being able to be clear about like what I was doing before is no longer for me, like you're going to be able to speak on it. And it's interesting too, because the King of Swords does point to being able to break free from the past. Having a strong will here, feeling equipped to deal with uncertainty. It's like you're no longer being divided in your heart. You're taking a strong leap of faith here. And that's really what this points at. And that's what I was getting from the dice. It's like you're taking a leap of faith, doing what you want to do. Being able to have those special qualities that receive appreciation and high status, assuming responsibility for others, maintaining a superior position, overcoming the fear that was there once before. It's your choice. Ultimately, you have to make that decision. What weighs more for you? Being able to live the life that you want, or staying in a situation that you can maintain but just doesn't feel like it's right for you. You have a clear goal in mind. And there's no need for you to continue running in the opposite direction. Because you do have somebody that's extremely loyal to you. And the other thing with the Ten of Wands that's interesting is to be able to honor your position in the face of adversity. So breaking free from the past, honoring your position in the face of this adversity, moving into a leadership position. You have these very strong qualities that are coming through here. And so this is your karmic justice, is when you choose to take a leap of faith and trust and believe in yourself, pile 2, you're going to be opening yourself up to the possibility of having everything met for you. And I say possibility not to scare you. I say possibility to inspire you, because there's an infinite amount of realities that we can go through, but there's also an infinite amount of possibilities that can come to us. So here they're saying, set your goal high, aim for the stars. What is that saying? What is it? Shoot for the moon so you can land among the stars. There you go. That's what I'm hearing right now. Set your goals high. Don't be afraid to be seen for whatever it is that you want to do, because you're growing right now. You're growing. You're spiritually growing. You're being seen as a leader. Okay? And it doesn't matter whatever it is that you're trying to do, whatever it is that you're trying to be seen for. You're getting 2 of these. Okay? There's going to be a sacrifice that's needed. Anything that's worth having in life comes with sacrifice. It just does. But this is like very mental, right? With this lightning up here, with the swords cards that we've got here, it's something that's really affected your mentality. We see that with the 6th house here, which is connected to Virgo energy. That's a very grounding energy, a very physical energy. But it's showing that your mind is what has manifested this harsh reality because of the worry and the stress. And it's not to say you did anything wrong. These are old triggers that are coming up for you to face. And sometimes the only way to face your fears and the triggers is for you to take the leap. To say, I'm going to do this even though I'm scared. I'm going to do this even though it's frightening. Look at that. Lightning came out on the bottom over here. Look at this. And look at what's underneath this. We have soul, butterfly. We have beauty and swan. You have something so beautiful here and then we have, look, dream time creation, and what's behind that? Staying vigilant on the journey. You have something so amazing here for you, waiting for you to just believe enough in yourself instead of in the construct of society, instead of in society's belief that it has to be XYZ. To create life, we have to have such strong faith, and we have to love ourselves unconditionally. And that comes with self-belief and honoring ourselves through the process. You have a lot of power waiting for you to just tap into. But to tap into that power, you have to trust yourself and trust that where you're being led to is the right thing for you. You have North Node energy here. You could be a Taurus in North Node, which would be Scorpio South Node. You could have Virgo North Node, which would put you at Pisces South Node. I have Sagittarius, Gemini, Pisces, Taurus, and Aquarius energy out on the table. I heard 10th house in Taurus, Ascendant in Sagittarius, Moon in Pisces, and Mercury in Gemini. I really could not tell you why those are coming through. See the big picture. Yeah. Take yourself out of what little bit you see. You see this, but there's so much more. You're here to change the world for the better. For the better. Let's get some yin yang cards out, Source. Can we please have a few of these to clarify this reading a little bit deeper? Yep. Ooh. I just want a few. I don't want the whole deck today. I just want a few. Okay, they want that one? Look, on the bottom of the deck, I love this divine feminine energy. This is that receptivity, right? When you allow yourself to take that leap of faith, you allow yourself to receive that which is rightfully yours. It's the possibility of what is, the possibility of what could be. Can we please have some Pantha oracles here? Okay, thank you. Can we please have some Pantha oracles? Thank you. Oh my gosh, I already love this so much. Let me have one more. Thank you. I'm going to leave it there. On the bottom, we have strategy popping up with planning, prediction, and mind reading. So strategy is important here. You know, don't just take a leap and hope it's going to work out. Like, plan it through, right? Right? Plan it through. You've got your goal set, which is good, but plan this through as well. Don't just up and leave. Make sure you have a solid goal set in place for you here. Okay, so we've got live and learn, experience, training, and development. So this is all about you gaining experience through this process. We have gain here, cultivation, profit, and conclusion. You have everything to gain. You know, and the Knight of Coins energy is a very slow-moving energy. Schedule, exactly. Plan, organize, management. Okay? Set yourself up for success. Don't just jump blindly. Set yourself up for success here. We have reservation with desire, worth, and extravagance. That's what I'm saying. This is that confirmation. This is something that you've been thinking about for a long time. You have wanted to do this for a while. And this is something that's supposed to bring you into a place of really enjoying life. But there's a little bit of fears coming through here. And projections, like everybody's telling me XYZ. It doesn't matter what people are telling you. It doesn't matter what people are trying to convince you of. You have to take care of yourself. You have to bring that self-care, that deep love for self out. Let's take a look at what this is. Because it's time for you to have the courage to change your life. Walking away from what I knew as comfort and protection and coming into something that I know I am destined to do. So what is your justice here? Is getting to see how this is going to work out for you. Okay, Source isn't just going to leave you hanging here. You have a lot of success in the works here for you, okay? Especially with North Node, especially with Taurus energies, there's a lot of success coming for you. Like we have House 1, individuality, self-image, and your approach to life. This is going to make you feel so good about yourself, and that's going to shine out into the world. You deserve that. Okay, yeah, ritual, bison. This is about taking all those things that have helped you throughout the process and continuing to do those. So self-care rituals, moonlight rituals, sun rituals, you know, whatever it is, prayers, talking to the ancestors, talking to God, talking to the gods and goddesses, whatever it is, talking to Source, the universe, the Holy Spirit. It does not matter. Whatever your rituals are, continue to do those, okay? Because this is your freedom. And this is 24, the card number 24, which is 6 in numerology. And 6 is all about resolution, solution, peace and harmony, and seeing yourself through eyes of unconditional love. And here you have yourself jumping free outside of what it is that you've known. This is a good journey for you. Be brave. Be courageous. Take the leap. Look, didn't I say that earlier on, that this is something that you wanted to do since you were a child? Oh, I love this for you, pile 2. I really do. I really, really do. This is about you healing your childhood innocence, gaining a sense of pleasure back in life. Give with gratitude and grace. There's going to be a point in time when you have so much stuff and so much time and energy in your life that you're going to be able to give freely. Right? You're going to be able to give freely from a place of true, deep love. So let's take a look at your oracle card here and see what it says. I love this for you. Take responsibility for your choices. This is your life to live. Own it. Sorry, my dog. She jumped off the bed back there. She's a chunker. She's pretty heavy. Well, chunker or not, she's just heavy. She's just a big dog. So this is you owning your life. Don't let people deter you from your path because of their fears. Is it really your fears that are leading you here, or is it you holding on to someone else's idea of what comfort and protection and stability is? Because this is something that you have, it's just pouring outside of you. There's no containing it. It's like even if you went back to doing the old ways, like this would still just pour out of you uncontrollably and still be asked to be expressed in a very beautiful way. And so the karma here is that, or the justice, the karmic justice here is for you to live your life, to live your journey the way that you want to. Okay? So this is what I see for you, pile number 2. If you feel like this is your reading, leave a little lightning strike down below in the comment section and say, I sacrifice that which is needed so that I can embrace my inherent power. And leave me a thumbs up. I'm going to go ahead and leave it there and get on out of here. I do want to take a quick second, though, to thank your guides, your spirit messengers, your angel source, and my guides for coming together to give us this incredible message, pile 2. And until next time, stay human. Bye. Hello, my fellow human. If you were drawn to this rose quartz here, or if you were drawn to this card during the shuffle, then this is going to be your reading on what is your justice for this situation. First and foremost, I do want to say thank you to anyone and everyone that continues to support this channel and be a part of this amazing tribe. I'm so very honored and blessed to have you here and to be sharing this space and time with you. And for those of you that are new, welcome. This is that reminder that we are all here having this human experience, and that this is a safe space for you to show up as your highest, most aligned, authentic, loving self. These are general readings, so please take what resonates and leave what does not, knowing that as you interact with the channel by liking, commenting, and subscribing, it does allow me an opportunity to directly connect with your energy and get you out more resonant readings. And if you are interested in supporting the channel further, you'll find all the links necessary to do so below in the description box, where you can email me for a personal reading and I'll get you out further information from there. You may also follow me on over to my podcast at Scatter Love Radio, which is a fun, chill hangout session with yours truly. And I really do hope to see you over there. Memberships are now up and running, so if you're wanting to become a member, There's a join button down below where the subscribe button is or used to be. When you click on that, it'll show you the levels I have available as well as the options that come with each level. We're looking at membership shout outs, customized emojis, personal or customized badges that appear next to your name. There's 2 options that have early access to pick a card readings, 1 option that has their own membership only readings, and there are membership community posts and polls where you'll get to help determine the future readings that come out on the channel. So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and hop into your reading. I'm going to ask the dice for a little bit of a peek into the situation that we're learning what you're getting justice on. And then we'll use the cards to find out what that justice is. Okay, so source for pile number 3. What is the situation that they are receiving justice in regards to, source? What is the situation that they are receiving justice in regards to? What would you like to tell us here, source? What is the situation that they're receiving justice in regards to? Okay, so we've got the 2nd house. We've got South Node and Aquarius. This is interesting. There's been a lot of instability in your life when it comes to finances, when it comes to people, when it comes to being able to enjoy life and just really live. So there's really not one situation that we're pointing at. What source is trying to bring up is what you're receiving justice on is that which is no longer meant for you. Broken hearts. Non-closure situations. Being walked away from. Having to walk away from someone. This is like struggling financially. Struggling in stability. Lower back pain. This is having lower digestive problems. This is you having problems with being able to feel seen and heard. Your self-esteem. Your self-care, your priorities, your work ethic. It's not that necessarily any of these were bad. It's just learning what matters most to you. And so your karmic justice is coming in regards to how you feel about yourself. Becoming emotionally detached from that what it is that you were trying to manifest. Like before, maybe you were holding on to things so tightly. Like, when am I going to get what's rightfully mine? When am I going to get what's mine by birthright? When am I going to create the life that I desire? When is manifesting actually going to show up in my life? Like struggling to manifest when everyone else seems to make it look so easy, or you see things working out for other people that aren't even on the journey. And you're like, how is it working out for them? And it's not working out for me. Like, I don't understand this. And then feeling even worse about yourself because of that. And you've been asking for something that's huge. Like, this feels like a huge ask, especially with the 2nd house here, you know, tied to that energy of Taurian energy. And it's like being able to live a life of luxury. Being able to really experience the whole of that. And it's like you've already mastered so many things, but you had so many fears to overcome here with the South Node and letting go of what was familiar. And understanding that in letting go of what was familiar, that means that it's not yours to hold on to anymore. You could be like, but I wasn't holding on to that stuff, Becky. I was trying to walk away from that. All I was trying to hold on to was creating the life that I want. Right. And sometimes what ends up happening is that we're not able to create the life that we want because we're so attached to it happening in our lives. And we're so attached to it happening in our lives because of our past. Right? The hardships that we went through, the hurts, the pains. And we become so attached to how our future has to be in regards to trying to help us uplift ourselves from our past here. A sense of well-being. A sense of understanding here. So this is really pointed towards your life as a whole. Like you've been really trying to manifest something completely different for yourself. And I applaud you, pile 3. You deserve to have what you want in your life. First, we have to learn the very important lessons of us living in our South Node. You could have South Node in Aquarius energy, which would put your North Node in Leo, which would mean that it's comfortable for you to stay behind the scenes, and what's uncomfortable is stepping into a leadership position to be seen by all. That's just an example they're showing me here. You could have North Node in, let's see. What did I hear? I heard Capricorn. I was like, wait, it came and then it went, and there it is. It's Capricorn. Okay, yeah. Or Sagittarius energy. It's like being able to do what's necessary, but letting go of what once was. And so if you're trying to create, say the example here would be soul family. You're trying to create soul family in your life because you've known nothing but betrayers and backstabbers and gossipers, and nobody wanted anything good for you, and everybody always had something snide to say, and everybody always had an issue with you, and you felt like the black sheep. And so holding on to that emotion can keep you from manifesting people who see the true you, right? And so you're learning how to become emotionally detached from the past and saying the past is the past and the future is the future. All I have is this moment. How can I be happy in this moment? Which helps you to detach from the things that you're trying to manifest in the future, right? So let's see what the karmic justice is here. So source, what is pile number 3's justice for having been hold on to this energy? What is their justice? Yeah. Facing the scared little child within. What is the justice here for pile number 3? Oh, I love this already. Let's get it out. So source, what is the karmic justice for pile number 3 for this situation? What is the justice? They've gone through it. They've dealt with a lot of hardships. What's their justice here, source? Thank you. Look, on the bottom of the deck, we have the 4 of Cups, emotional stability. Right? Like being able to let go of the bubble that you've lived in for so long. And no longer being stuck in this place of refusing to change because of not knowing your own value and worth. Right? Sometimes we're like, I don't have to change because I'm a good person. Why is it that I have to change? But if everybody in your life keeps showing up in the same way, sometimes we have to ask ourselves, what's the common denominator through all these people? It's not like all those people who treated you that way knew one another. Maybe they did. But in reality, what ends up happening is we begin to ask ourselves, well, what is the common denominator? I am. And if I'm the one that's refusing to change, then maybe that's where the problem lies. It's not that you're the problem. It's stubbornness coming through, which we can see with Taurian energy, is being stubborn and saying, no, 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 I don't want to change. But then giving your abundant self away to people who don't appreciate it. Right? 10:10 on the clock. And so here it is, you've lost balance somewhere in your life, but you're about to regain stability and emotional stability within yourself. And this is something that Source is bringing to you. And I love the imagery on this right now, especially for your reading. You know, on the Tarot Marseille, the 3 of Swords is all about Source giving you assistance from the divine intervention, if you will. And this is so depicting of that broken heart, exactly what I was picking up. And in the Rider-Waite-Smith, the 3 of Swords does talk about broken hearts. But in the Tarot Marseille, which is what I read, it's not. But here you have, it's like been stabbed through the heart. You've been hung up to dry too many times. And now Source wants you to heal, to see your own worth with Temperance here. No longer are you having to be afraid of who you are, but also no longer are you having to be afraid of others. You've been afraid of others for so long. I'm afraid to give myself to others. I'm afraid to show others who I am because they keep hurting my inner child. When in reality, what tends to happen is that we're not looking at our emotional ego as the wound, We're looking at it as everyone else has hurt me, and that's where the wound's coming from. But we're not seeing that our emotional ego keeps putting us into those situations because it's unhealed. And that when we heal that part of ourself, our spirit takes over, which in turn helps us to discern who's really for you and who is not, right? So let's see what we've got here. We have the 7 of coins. And we have the moon. Yes, yes, yes. There's the gift. This is a gift, okay, with the Ace of Coins here and the 8 of Swords. This is a gift to you. A gift of understanding yourself on a deeper level. Of understanding that your wounds were attracting people, that wound, with people who displayed it outwardly. Right? And that's what our wounds do. We internalize our wounds, especially as an empath. If you're an empath, you know what I mean. You've internalized your wounds. You don't tell anybody about it. It's just easier not to talk about it. It's just easier to brush it under the dirt or under the rug like it's some dirt pile you're trying to get rid of. Like, oh, no, I can't feel those things, but I can help others deal with those who feel them outwardly. Why do you think you've been attracted to so many people who actually physically put those out and project that out into the world? Because it's asking you to tap back into yourself, right? The whole world is a mirror back to us. And if we don't like what we're seeing on the outside, then that's the key, is to come back inside. And if you look here, these birds are breaking free out of the egg that is her. It's not outside of her. It is her. And it's tons of birds. Like, she's hatched all these birds. Right? But it's coming from her. It's within her that this power resides. And that's the gift. And so your justice is learning about your true strength here, pile 3, to empower yourself and to do it in a very unorthodox way. No longer are you asking for acceptance from others. No longer are you asking to fit in with others. No longer are you asking to be seen by others in a certain light. You don't care how weird you look to others, which is great because we have the Aquarius energy here, which is always quirky and unorthodox anyways. But you're ready to be seen as the magnificent being that you are. Look, and isn't it interesting? This looks like the same girl here to me, right? With a little bit different hair. Here she has it up and it's maybe a little bit light. Well, it's not actually light colored because that's the shadow from the bird here. And both have dark hair. Both have a very similar face structure. Both are holding something in their hands. Like, you're going to be able to show the different sides of yourself without having to worry about those and wonder, are people going to walk away from you? You're just like, look, I'm going to let myself shine out there. And who wants to be here is going to be here, and who doesn't isn't. And I'm not going to let that worry me or bother me or make me feel like the world's against me against the world. Because it never was you against the world. It's the whole world against the world. That's the reality of the situation here. It's definitely learning to nurture yourself. Look, this reflection. Look at how significant this is to the reading. You're seeing your own reflection in others. You're seeing why you've let others hurt you. You're like, oh, you're not hurting me. It's triggering the wound inside of me that needs healing, that needs tending to. So it's actually not your fault. It has nothing to do with you. It has everything to do with me, with self. And that's why people call this journey a selfish journey, because it's us taking accountability for our actions. It's us taking accountability for how we feel. And it's us taking accountability for how we're showing up each and every day and reflecting on ourselves each and every day. And that's why people are, oh, it's so selfish. Self-love is so selfish. But it's really not, because when we begin to reflect on ourselves and see what it is that's affected us in this whole game of life, we begin to show up with more love for others. And love is not what everyone thinks it is, and rolling over and let people walking on all over us and letting people be, unkind to us. 1551 is a powerful number for you, I'm hearing. This is all about you being able to say, look, these are my triggers, but just because they're my triggers means that I don't have to project those onto you, nor do I have to project them onto myself anymore, because I feel like for you internalizing it, it was all about projecting it onto self. And so your justice for this situation is the inner standing of how powerful you are. And with that understanding and understanding, you begin to empower yourself in a way that you hadn't done before because you were isolating yourself in a lot of different situations. I'm going to hide over here because I'm scared of how somebody's going to treat me, or I'm going to leave myself in a bubble because I'm scared of how people are going to see me. No, you're not going to do that anymore. You're going to let yourself shine, and you deserve to let yourself shine, pile number 3. Like, you don't have to live scared of the world because you're different. You're different with purpose, and in truth, everybody is different, but most people are trying to fit in, that they're too busy trying to fit into something that doesn't belong to them, that they don't want to honor and respect and admire their differences. We had house 6 flipping over, establishing a foundation, health, daily life, and practical details. This is a step-by-step process for you. Uranus, radically changing. Yes, this is you stepping out of the South Node and directly into your North Node. I'm not going to be bothered by that anymore. I'm not going to let it get me down. Being grounded in who you are. Number 7. 777. Being grounded. Going back to ancient ways, right? Letting your wisdom shine forth here. Specifically shining with the sun being so bright here. It's like no matter how I look, what's going to impact people is who I am. Not what I do, not the differences that are there. It's who I am. This is what affects people. This is what really shows your truth. Because you're not hiding anymore. You're not trying to live in the shadows. We had the moon and then we have the sun here. It's like coming out of the darkness and into the light. Taking responsibility with Meerkat here. Taking responsibility for seeing that you have a choice to paint life the way that you want. It doesn't have to be black and white. There's a grayscale here that a lot of us tend to overlook because we want it to be in terms of right or wrong, this or that, yes or no. But it's so much more than that. And the grayscale gets overlooked and the color scale gets overlooked here. And so you're learning to paint your life the way that you want. And sometimes maybe it's not as beautiful as you thought it would be, but other times it's far more beautiful than you thought it would be. All right, let's see. Thank you. Yeah, I love that this came out for you. We have Dragonfly emerge. You're emerging from the depths. Being seen as the beautiful individual that you are. Like, there's no hiding the divinity that resides within you now. Like, you knew it was there, pile 3. Like, you always knew it, but it's almost kind of like you came into this place like, yeah, I know I'm a divine being. Like, I know I'm a creature of light and love, whatever it is, but they don't deserve my light. So it's almost like resentment has kind of kept you closed off to letting yourself be who you are. And I can understand that. I can absolutely understand that. It's hard when you get jaded time and time again. But the lesson comes from, how do you keep a soft heart in a world that's hardened? That's the lesson. I can't answer that for you. That's something that you have to answer for yourself. Yeah. Solitude. That's how you've done it before. But self-love is where you'll shine. Love, compassion. This card talks about turning that self-love back towards yourself. And we saw that here with the second house. This is all about self-care, your priorities. Where are your priorities lying at? When you take care of yourself, your confidence soars. And when your confidence soars, you're not swayed by other people. And so your self-love is a very personal thing that you have to learn how to do in a way that makes you feel good. But it's going to be behind closed doors, your self-care, so that when you have to go out into the world, you're able to bring the truth of who you are and run the world by your instinct, and being okay with that. Being okay with listening to your intuition here. It's a very powerful thing. Very, very powerful. Kind of doing your reading a little bit different, but that's okay. All right, what do we got on the bottom over here? Dream the world into being. Number 38, lizard spirit. Take flight. Go. Learn. Become. You're meant to change the world. We have 38 here, which in numerology is 11. That's a very spiritual number. This situation that you've been going through, the hardships that you've endured, has all been a part of your spiritual journey. It's been helping you learn a valuable lesson that you're worthy of being seen no matter what people say. Take time out. Number 9, brown bear spirit. This to me is telling me it's all about your heart chakra. Healing your heart chakra is so important here. Didn't I just say that too? Like, how do you keep a soft heart in a world that's hardened? And then we have brown bear spirit here with this big old green paw print over his heart. They want you to focus on loving yourself, giving yourself that grace, that compassion, that kindness. And also being the one that kicks yourself in the butt when you feel like you're falling off, right? Like, that's okay. Not rude or harsh or anything like that, but saying, okay, here's the thing, you know, we've kind of been slacking a bit, so we need to get up and we need to start doing things, you know? Sometimes you got to be the parent, and sometimes being a parent is being stern while still being kind. So let's get some yin yang cards on it. Source, what else would you like to say for pile number 3? Okay. Just a couple more here. All right, thank you. Yes. Yes. Okay. All right. On the bottom of the deck, look, we have detachment and cold. I cannot make this up. Didn't I say that in the beginning? They want you to detach from your wants of how you want life to be. 23:23 on the clock. They want you to be able to detach from that. But to detach makes you feel cold and distant. Like it's not a normal feeling for you. It's unusual. We have ace energy here with Earth, Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. So again, Taurus energy coming in. Didn't I say Virgo? Oh yeah, Virgo here. We have alchemy with ancestor guides flipping over. This is about you creating what you want. To have that alchemy in your life, you have to detach. You have to detach. You cannot hold on to it anymore, because holding on to it is pushing it further and further away from you. Because it's this feeling of like, I'm never going to get what I want anyways, so why bother? No, there's every reason to bother with it, but what you need to bother with the most is being able to detach yourself and stay soften in your heart. And through that, learn that you are on the pathway to that which you desire. And it'll come in unexpectedly. This is something that'll unexpectedly come to you. No. Look, I cannot make this stuff up. Nurture and compassion. Being kind to yourself. This is all about mothering yourself and mothering the inner child within you and realizing that you deserve what you're asking for, pile 3. That's your justice, is that you deserve it. Source wants to bring it to you, but everybody gets it in their head that like, oh my gosh, the only way, Source is just going to drop it into my lap one day and I don't have to do anything. And that's such a skewed perspective, because we have to meet Source halfway. And that means by taking inspired action in our own lives, which can be healing, it can be doing, it can be being still. Whatever it is, in your case, it's coming in the form of nurturing and caring and compassion for self-care. Mercury, messages, travel, and communication. Source is going to bring this to you. They're going to continue to remind you, self-care, self-care, self-care. So you're going to be like, I'm so sick and tired of hearing self-care. Like, I don't want to hear it anymore. And then they're going to be like, good, then self-care, self-care. So you're going to be like, okay, I'm doing self-care. Let's get some Pantho Oracle on it. So Source, can we get a couple? Yes. Can we please get a couple more to explain this reading? What else would you like to say to pile 3? Just a few more here. Going back to your roots. You're ready for this. Yes, 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 yes. Okay, they want that one. Oh, look at this. Eternal love, eternity, consistency, and soulmates. So they want you to be consistent with this, and they're going to be bringing someone to you who's a forever person if you don't already have one, or bringing you friendships that are going to be forever friendships to you. Soul tribe energy coming in here. So we had luck fly over first, jackpot, fortune, and reward. You're going to be rewarded richly, handsomely. You're ready for this. Preparation, prompt, and arrangement. You might be like, no, I'm not ready for this. Like, but you are. This is your origin. Initiation, creativity, and vitality. This is part of you becoming who you're meant to be. Loving yourself. Detaching from that which you want so you can manifest it. Not being so worried about it anymore. That's exactly what this feels like. Irritation, right? Supernatural. Not thinking that there's forces that are out there to get you. The more that we think that there's some dark, evil entity that's trying to keep us from manifesting our dreams and our desires, rather than really the demons that reside within us, our mind, our belief systems, and so on and so forth. And I know not everybody's going to agree with this, and that's fine. But I just want to bring this up, that the more we give that darkness power, and the more you give that darkness power, the easier it is to fall through the cracks and get to you. You see what I'm saying? So instead, just coming to this place like, I have to heal myself, and it has to do with me, not something outside of me. You don't want to give something outside of you that power over you. You do not realize how protected you are. Source has a shield greater than anything around you. And while sometimes things don't go our way, that doesn't automatically mean that someone's trying to attack us with dark arts or with dark magic or black magic. It doesn't mean that. But sometimes a lot of people are thinking, oh my gosh, like that's what it is. It's so much more than that. It has to do with triggers and the things that have kept us from our journey. Yeah, this is something that's been frightening you. Depression, phobia, and paranoia. Worried that it's outside of your control. And worried beyond belief, which we saw. It's like that worry coming in here. Look, I'm done. Why on earth would I talk about that? And this is what comes up. Whoa. Whoa, Source came in so strong right now. I'm not saying that darkness doesn't exist. It does. And I absolutely understand that there are some things out there that are completely unexplainable. What I do know is that my mom always used to tell me, if you give power to them, then they'll take advantage of that. I used to be really scared of ghosts when I was little because I used to see things that I couldn't explain. And that's what my mom always told me. She's like, you can tell them to go away. You can have the power yourself because you are so protected. My mom used to tell me this all the time. And the thing is that on my own journey, I have learned that our protection is so much deeper than we realize. But sometimes we get so caught up in what everybody's telling us. It's kind of like they're showing me that example of, what were those things called? Chainmail. Do you remember chainmail? Are any of you old enough to remember chainmail? We used to get these emails when email became really big, and there would be emails that if you don't send this to 10 people, something horrible is going to happen to you, up including death. And so people would send it because that's kind of scary to receive an email that says that. And I can remember the first time that I chose not to send one of those, I was distraught. I was like, oh my gosh, I got to go back and send it. And something inside of me kept saying like, no. Don't send it. You're just feeding into this. Well, everything turned out okay. All right. And it always brought me back to that mom always telling me that you have the power. You can choose what affects you and what doesn't. Right. And that's what it means to be free will and co-creators in our reality. Source is protecting you. You're not cursed. You have hate, catastrophe, and misfortune. Isn't that interesting? With these 3 cards, it feels like this is something that you're worried about, that, oh my gosh, somebody cursed me and I can't get beyond it. Now, there are some weird things that happen in life that are coincidental, that are kind of like, you're like, okay, what's going on here? But I also do feel like there's a bigger part at play to help you realize just how powerful you are. Okay? Look, isn't there a Kennedy running for president? And if you know, there's a book out there called The Kennedy Curse. But look, it hasn't stopped a Kennedy from stepping up and running for president as the independent party. Right? And I'm not here to talk about politics. And it's just like, I just noticed that recently. I was like, what the heck? Is this a real thing? Yes, it is. But everybody knows there's this thing called the Kennedy curse. Well, if somebody continues to believe in that, that's going to have power over them. It takes somebody who is brave enough to say, I stand up against this, to show people that it doesn't have power over them. Look, I cannot make this stuff up. Ominous, cautiousness, sign, and insidious. This is something that has weighed on you so much. This is the darkness. This is the darkness. Why would I talk about the darkness coming through so strong? The darkness is what's kept you from manifesting your reality. Belief that someone has a hold on your energy. Belief that someone has control over the outcome of your life. Belief that somebody that's human works with spirits that are stronger and more powerful than the creator of all things. Remember this. And I'm saying this in this manner so that you can let it sink in. Don't give power to outside forces. It's not that it doesn't exist. It's just the more that we say, oh my gosh, I'm cursed. Oh my gosh, I have a devil on my shoulder. Oh my gosh, I have this. Like, the more we give that power. There's stuff inside of you that needs to be healed and focused on. But you are coming into a place where the only way for you to experience what you want in life is to remember how amazing you are, how powerful you are, and becoming detached to the outcome and not trying to blame somebody or something outside of you for not allowing that to happen. We're seeing a clear energy coming through here that's been hard for you to focus on yourself. Why has it been hard for you to focus on yourself? Maybe you should ask yourself that. Let's see what your card says. No. Oh my gosh, I'm done. I'm just going to turn off the camera and walk away. Seriously. You all know I won't, but seriously. Stop looking outside yourself for the answers. You already know them. I just have to sit here in awe. Because I don't even know what to say. Source, you left me speechless. Did I not just say that? You're looking outside of yourself for someone to blame. Like, that brings answers. Oh, someone did a curse on me. Someone put black magic on me. Or, oh my gosh, like, I invited bad things into my life. Again, I'm not saying they don't exist. What I'm saying is that the more you focus on that being the case of the misfortunes in your life, the more you give that power. When you're an all-powerful creator capable of releasing yourself from that, whether that's through cord-cutting ceremonies, whether that is through protection meditations, whether that is spending time in prayer with your God, you are so protected. I cannot vocalize this enough. You are so protected, pile 3. There's not some dark arts here at play trying to keep you from your manifestations. And even if there is someone that's out there trying to curse you, right? Even if there is someone out there trying to keep you from what is rightfully yours, they can't. That's all going to backfire on them, because intention is everything in this life. Intention. If you have good intentions, good things come to you. If you have bad intentions, bad things happen to you. But if all you can focus on is the darkness, what do you think is going to happen? More darkness. Bring your focus, shift your focus back to the light that resides within you. There's a being inside of you that loves you so much. Your higher self. Source, the universe, God, the Holy Spirit, the gods, the goddesses, the angels, your spirit guides, your angels. It does not matter what you believe in or who you believe in. There is a field, a presence out there somewhere that actually resides within us that loves you so much and will never leave you to this harm. This is all caused in the thinking mind. Okay? This was an intense reading. And I want you to know, Pile 3, that you are so loved. You are an amazing person. You have ancestor messages coming through here reminding you of the power that you hold. And it comes from healing your heart. You are a heart manifester. It comes from how much you love yourself and how much you can let that love reign in the world. Okay, I'm giving you a gigantic hug. And I pray that you feel the protective love of your angels and the protective love of source energy surround you at all times. Knowing that nothing can penetrate that field. Nothing. Okay? If you feel like this is your reading, leave me a little bear emoji down below and say, I heal my heart to manifest my life. If you made it through all 3 readings, leave a purple heart down below and say, I made it. And I appreciate you so much. Thank you so much. But I'm going to go ahead and leave it there and get on out of here. And I want to take a second to thank your guide, your spirit messengers, your angel source, and my spirit guides for coming together to give us this deeply intense message. And until next time, Pile number 3, stay human. Bye.